Good evening, everybody. We just had a big old storm roll through. It's not quite done. In fact, the power company is out front right now, changing out the transformer in front of the house so that me and my neighbor can have power. But I wanted to show you how green it is right now, and I wanted to show you some of the trees down here. This is what is technically my lower orchard. If you look down that row, there's a row of trees here, there's a row of trees here, and as we go this way, there's a row of trees here, and then there's a row that runs that way, and so forth. Everything's basically in rows because this was at one time a pine tree plantation or whatever. They harvested pine trees that were planted. So we're just going to walk down here. We're going to look at some apple trees. We'll look at some American chestnut. We'll look at some red bud. And I want to say that's apple, but I'm not 100%. And then we have a pecan over here. And I want to say that's a plum tree that's just, it has yet to bud out, but it's probably an apple because it hasn't budded out. And then this guy here, I don't really know what it is. It was here, and I'm looking for apps that I can use to look trees up and look at plants and all that stuff. But I'm not there yet. And then one of the duck ponds, and this is my little system I set up. It's on timer, that little poly pipe that's there. And I had to go ahead, and I had these big nuts that were inside the barn when we bought the place. I put that on there to just weight it down to keep it in place. So that's in there. And we'll get some more water. This is the back side of the chicken coop, obviously, coming down this way. I just let this grow. Don't do anything about it. You know, the animals, when they get to it, they decide to come down, they eat it all up. Eventually, it'll all be gone. As we walk back this way, we got, apple trees, a couple more pools here, which probably tomorrow, the day after, these pools will end back up at that fence line, because along that fence line, I have a lot of vines and trees growing. Right along there, I've got, honeysuckle and wild grape, and one more, which was trumpet vine. And then there's plum trees, apple trees, and I believe some other small trees, cherry trees, are along there as well. There's a few of those. And that big clump right there is wild grapevines, which is pretty cool. And then back over here, we see the maggot bucket. So I got a buddy of mine, actually the owner of that RV right there, goes fishing quite a bit. And Paul gives me his guts in return for eggs, and that is a maggot bucket, a full-on maggot bucket. And I have a second one up in that tree right there next to that chair. That chair right there, I'm telling you, sometimes you just come out and sit, get your tea in the morning or coffee. It's just nice. It's just a nice place to hang out underneath that tree. When you sit still for about 15 minutes, the animals will actually walk up to you and they will hang out and they'll get close. And if you actually have some food with you, which is those little buckets right there, like I carry out the leftovers and all that stuff, bring that back for them. Yeah, anyways, so we got the pools, the maggot bucket. This was a peach tree that was here the whole time, and it flowered out pretty well this year. And then another apple tree right there, and another one down there. And I got two more heading on the way out. And I stopped planting out there because I eventually planned to have a fence run across here and put the gate right along this trail right here. You can see it goes into the woods there. There's another trail over there. There's another trail over there that goes back in the woods. And then it comes all the way around on the about a good 200 feet inside those trees and comes up on our property line over there. But this year, I did not plant very many more trees, but I do want to show you guys these ones here, which are coming along pretty well. Everything's looking extremely green, and it's looking really nice. And honestly, I don't plan on mowing anything. When I let Bruce Goose and the babies out here, probably less than a month, hopefully they're just back here eating everything they can, and then when I get more fencing in, hopefully by midsummer, the goats will be back here. Hopefully I have some more sheep by then, and everything's getting eaten, trampled, and pushed down. So it's all plans, but I just want to show you how green it is. The poly pipe, the maggot buckets, and then putting basically metal on the end of the poly pipe, so that way it stays in place. Now that's just a bolt. There's obviously I could put a lot more weight and it'd work a lot better. So, and then the grapevines that were here. I mean, everything's just green and beautiful, looking good. Got everything on timers. Everything's working out pretty well. So, all right. You guys all have a good evening. Take it easy. Here at Ames Family Farms, we're just saying have a good weekend.